Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another TF Live TV cast. Tonight, we're going to be going over ozfortress Season 29, Premier Division, Week 3 of Soirée versus Taylor Swift Fan Club. I'm Michael, joined on the mic tonight by DuMmTm. How are you going?
Pretty good. Just got myself some lunch and I'm ready to go for this match. Should be a good one.
Nice.
We need to strike.
Yeah, definitely, and that's going to be what Taylor Swift Fan Club are looking to do as we do go underway. DuMmTm, who are you watching on this first mid?
Let's just see the demo comparison. I'm going to stick with Soirée for now. Let's see how Enrith is approaching this mid fight.
Yeah, it looks like Enrith, he's decided to go through Sword. Deft on the other side, he's gone through lower, so he's a little healthier rocking up to mid, but 30 damage isn't too much. And actually, Enrith, he's taken a lot of damage from the pistol spam of Dork. Doing a good chunk of damage there. We do have the fast bomb in from Paulson, but he's landed on nothing and has found himself behind. His companion in right has fallen to Elmo along the top. And actually, Zaka's dead. That's a really early kill. Paulson's positioning. He will get cleaned up for it, but they just forgot about him for a second there. And one nice rocket will take down Zaka. And it looks like Soirée, they want to fight here. Scout, Demo, Medic. Pretty much the strongest combo in the game, but when Connor's going to walk forward and two-shot Silver, that is going to round out the mid in favor of Taylor Swift Fan Club.
He gets juggled into the medic by a sticky. He was just walking over it far enough to get moved forward instead of back, and that accident on Enrith's part will just about actually turn the tide of the mid fight here. Taylor Swift Fan Club suddenly just takes this off of this one, what would have otherwise been maybe a delayed mid-win for Soirée. They backed off, but they had the medical life, and it's all that really matters at the end of this one. If you have advantage, completely turned on its head now.
Elmo out here with the post-credit scene. I didn't know that was possible on a mid-fight. It was done, and then he goes and drops 2 in the saw, so hey, that's pretty good. We do have a spy. Is that Silvo? That is Silvo. So, yeah, okay, Silvo, he's been found. He's going to run back. I'm curious, do you think he does he just, walk back for the timing and try and play it off, or... No, okay, he's gonna go up Sniper. I like this play. The Sniper, bring it out early, right? And actually, they're pushing into grass right now. This is the opportunity for something to happen, if he's gonna make it happen. He's got a good angle hit, and immediately, first shot, gonna take down Zaka. And that's the drop. No Uber's been used yet this game. And Elmo's jumped in, and that's the force on Talau. First Uber of the game coming out. And Soirée, they aren't gonna be able to do an awful lot with it. Connor, he'll die on the retreat. But you'll have Deft and Dork also living here, so what a first fight!
Yeah, very strange engagement. The sniper surprise is coming out clutch here for Soirée, so making it work for them here, and turns this one on its head once again. Suddenly, it's like they never lost a mid-fight in a disastrous fashion. It's all good again on the side of Soirée. They will push up here a little bit. Still have a bit of advantage. Not a lot, but maybe they can at least start taking some space. Already are, actually. They're not trying to waste any time here.
Yeah, walking forward, Cookie getting a kill with the Fan of War onto Alt as he was trying to hide on that awning. And a lot of damage coming out onto the Taylor Swift Fan Club as they do back out, mostly through lowers. And that's actually something that I've seen. On the topic of Cookie, he is running the Fan of War, and from what I've seen, he is legitimately running it full time. This isn't some sort of gimmick just for this game, as he do have the bomb in onto Zaka, but no Uber to force as Riot will die. I don't... I mean, we could see it off... Oh, wait, no, never mind. Silver's still on Sniper. I'm blind. He'll take Lobby that gets spammed.
You're definitely correct. There is an off-class on the server, so we'll see if that does anything. For now, it's just so much damage for Taylor Swift Fan Club, though. They're just busting into lobby. They want some space early, but it's so difficult to actually do anything, even if you have a little bit of space into lobby. The other team on second just has a better holding position here. Couple that with the sniper threat that you have to commit into occasionally here as well, so just not working just yet. Even with good damage early, they will have to back off again, and we'll see what Soirée can do here about this one now that they have a little bit more ground established again, trying to get the sideline covered through right at the moment.
Yeah, ult bombing in and doing a good amount of damage to Paulson, but taking just as much. He's got to go back into the spawn door, and Elmo will cover him. Silver, who's so far forward, gets put so low, and Elmo's going to commit way too far and lose his life for it. Ult as well, he's in a scary position to get some damage onto Silver and force him off of the angle that he's watching, but they're putting so much pressure, and they're actually just going to take the trade. Dork getting 2 kills, 3 actually. As it's going to be Lau and Enrith leaving on grass. Do they get the force here though? That's what I'm interested about. Can they put enough pressure on to Lau before he gets out? And the answer is no, but they won't lose anyone for it. And that's the best part about this play from Taylor Swift Fan Club, is that they're just not feeding, which is something I saw them do against MG Zombies a bit, DuMmTm.
Yeah, but regardless of that, maybe they needed a little bit more feed here to get the force out of them, because now soirée can just walk this back forward again. They might have played with fire there. They very much didn't take the Uber fight well, but they didn't have to take an Uber in that themselves, so despite being very much surprised by the blue Uber the blast, they could just deal with it just fine and still have 50% edge, using into last from left to right, over gun, forcing combo back as well. Kaplan started with silver already, and everyone's rotating so slowly on the side of Taylor Swift Fan Club.
And that's the first round. They just, yeah, I know, that Uber, I like the idea behind it, but you need to get Lau. If you don't kill him, at least force him in that fight. So that's the shortcomings of the Taylor Swift Fan Club, as we have a very similar mid from the start. Deft rolling out through lower, Enrith through top, but Deft, it looks like he may be able to avoid, or it was rather Enrith, sorry, will avoid some of the pistol spam. Dork is going for it, but you've got Riot in with the big bomb this time. Zaka does get out, not the first death of the mid this time, as you're trading soldiers, and actually Elmo dies, but you've got Paulson, he's behind again. Bomb in, he's kind of staying wide of the scout, and for good cause, he will find Zaka at the end of the mid, and that will pretty much be it. Dork's gonna come in, but he should get shut down by the the fan of war. Not the fan of war, force of nature. The other fan in TF2. Just sends him flying.
Yeah, once again, just good timing of soldiers in the backlanes, paying off really well for soirée this time. Once again, claiming the medic here as well to just make matters even better. And without losing it all, this is just going to be momentum all the way forward from Lau already on the 100, capping second, everything setting up for a successful push into last. Still some stuff to contest though. Heavy, NG and Sniper, everyone's trying to make this as hard as possible for soirée for good reason. Don't want to go down to this early on a Snakewater game where it's so easy to stall for time if you really have to.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like we're going to see the soirée, but they're getting ready through this shot, and they are going to use straight through it. Enrith bombing in right onto the gun and the heavy, and it's just going to be players sitting on point. They've half-capped it before their Ubers, even Uber. They've killed two of the players, heavy and medic, down, and they're just going to force Taylor Swift Fan Club to fight on the point, and that will be a wipe as they cap it. And that's a very quick second round from soirée, looking to cement themselves in this game.
Yeah, very different last push as before as well. Uber onto point, forcing people to commit. Good position by the rest of the combo to just play it safe off the point and just spam people out trying to contest it. Really good position here for soirée out of this push, and really good position for the rest of the game potentially as well. 2-0 lead very early.
Yeah, definitely, and that's going to be Paulson putting his team in a very poor position, dying early to Deft of all people. Ult's going to take a lot of damage up top, and right, he's in with the very high bomb, landing right on top of Zaka, but not managing to land any damage onto him. The soldier advantage here is going to be enough to just have soirée run tails between their legs on the second, but they don't want to give it up. They're actually committing 5 players onto grass here. Oh no, oh my god. The force of nature, it's so gross. And that kill onto Elmo is going to demoralize them. They are out of here. Even Ubers, they do not want to fight. And actually, they're going to lose ult in lobby to Paulson. They'll trade that frag just after.
Getting Cookie on top of that as well. Really quick rotation here, actually paying off. Surprising 2 in a row here. 3 down all of a sudden, sorry. They're thinking about contesting, but you just don't have the numbers. Dog waiting for something to happen and waits for too long. It walks into Enrith's trap there, just looking at them from the train. A little bit unfortunate, but points already been taken. The damage has been done. Taylor Swift Fan Club getting what they wanted. Really just quick reaction out of them. This is what you like to see. Just really fast taking notice of where people are, what they need to do about it, and what looked like just them taking the L. Turns out they will take second here.
Oh no, Paulson's on spy. Paulson's on spy. Oh no, oh no, I don't like this.
What are the odds? Like, despite better judgment, he will just go for Elmo anyway.
If it was anyone but Paulson, I would say this could work. But it's Paulson. And it's Paulson on spy in a casted game. Nothing's gonna happen. I don't care how free Zaka is. I just don't see it. Yeah, he just walks into ult. That's the Paulson spy play right there. If I ever see one, you're gonna see Dork at the same time. Just die. So off class for off class. They've both died. Riot though, he's right on top of Zaka. Really nice force in the lowers, and it's in a position where they can barely do anything with the super. By the time Elmo's gotten in and completely denied, they've only got 10% of it left, and that is going to be a potential push out from the side of soirée.
Yeah, that was actually really nicely played by soirée as well, with the force from one side, scout on the other. There was nowhere to go for the Uber anyway to stay safe, just good position for them, and good position going forward potentially as well. Uber will have to be committed here by now, and the back gap is being threatened. Soldier 1v1, scout comes back as well, so no threat of that one going through, but they still worried, they fall back, they don't want to risk it at all here, so despite not working on the backup, at least it forces them back, and with the Uber just being popped so early, forced like right into second, they really couldn't take any space to begin with, just all things still working out for Taylor Swift fan club just enough.
Yeah, and they've actually netted themselves a pretty good Uber advantage here, being nearly, well, like, it's 45-50%. And they know it, they want to push it. Paulson, he's waiting for something to happen, but they're going to use right past him, and Elmo will even kill him. The player advantage, Uber advantage, they deal with the gun, they're getting players on point, but they just weren't there quite in time. Players are going to come in and just kill them fast enough. And, did Lau get a saw? I think Lau got an Uber saw and actually got it in time. No way!
We know now which medic primary he's on, and it pays off really, really well for them here to not have the solemn power this time.
Did he? Hang on, I actually don't know, because I have a feeling that I don't know what the Prem medics are running. I know a lot of people in high are running the Solemn Vow, but if he's running Uber, that definitely made it worth it for that situation. You've got Ult going for it again. He will die as Elmo tries to get something forward. Paulson will die for soirée, and he's actually got a really long spawn, so if this fight draws out, it might end up being in favor of the Taylor Swift fan club. They'll lose second, have to back up to mid. Even Ubers, I think we may see a little bit of downtime here as these spawns are just in favor of Taylor Swift fan club.
Yeah, people coming up now, already ready to fight. The both soldiers coming up, but soirée doesn't care. They want to fight already. The both scouts just in their face already, making it really difficult for the soldiers spawning to really contest. Scout forward, Silver will maybe die. No, actually gets the kill on Elmo anyway. Right on the other side as well. They were so long in Sorda, they didn't see him wrap around the other side. Just bombs in from behind, takes down Zaka, and suddenly this went from bad to worse for TSF in just a matter of few seconds here.
Yeah, that's a crumble, and surely soirée, they need to get forced here, otherwise I'd say they're in the running to take a third round. As they're pushing through under right now, they are going to go up and likely do a repeat of this shutter push. No free players waiting for them, and they're just going to use straight through this door. Old, he's going to end up going behind, but no, lobby plays when you're trying to defend your own last. Not too good. He's going to get shut down the moment he comes in by Cookie. And speaking Cookie, he'll play on the point. But last death away as soirée, they do end up getting their third round.
Well, Cookie might not have the achievement where you stun players on the point with weapons that stun and force an extra count for that. You just got it last round. However, all of them had the achievement where you win a round where you were already on your own last, it seems. So that's good news. They had close games before. This not being quite that just yet though, soirée, just making it back from their last uncontested pretty much, and very quick from then on out, just all the way back to the other team's last, straight into round number 4.
Yeah, as we do have the double bomb in, Riot and Paulson, the first time they're pulling it out, and it goes terribly for them, losing both of them almost immediately. Silver tries to redeem something, he's 1v1ing both scouts, and he'll take both of them. Waiting for the pack is Zaka and Deft. I think they've already forgotten about him, they just walk right into him. But Deft, Sticky's on the ground, he's taking a lot of damage. Silver, he can't decide who to shoot, they're both so low. One pistol shot will take care of Zaka for now, but he'll kill Deft. He's going to reload with Cookie, and this will be such a delayed death by Zaka. 18 seconds on the clock, and that's just... I mean, look, at this point... Well, actually... Oh no, Lau's been left. Lau has been abandoned. It's going to be even Ubers. Actually, hell, I mean... Do Taylor Swift fans... Okay, they don't end up with ad, but 13.5 seconds before Lau heals, it's going to be even Ubers. As they do finally cap mid.
They definitely must realize this as well. Lau probably already very upset about the fact that they just gave them this much advantage here, just because they wanted to feed for some more frags. I guess it gets them second, but I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have been regardless of that. Yeah. They just played around heals and just walked this in safely, but here we are, they have second, they don't really have added class right now. Not as big a deal as it might seem though with the lead they have already. We're at halftime right now, 3-point lead, 2 points before the map is over here, so we'll see if this is just exactly what they still need, I guess, or at least something they can get away with for now.
Yeah, and they've even, with their better building, they ended up with a small ad. Zaki, he's very safe though in his spawn, but they need to get the Uber and get out of spawn before they use, and Dork just gets destroyed by the force of nature. Such a ridiculous gun. I can see why Cookie is running it, but the Uber does get enough done. They'll trade Dork for a wipe? No, nearly a wipe. Riot gets out by the skin of his teeth. But they'll get second and a wipe, and it's even Ubers.
Alright. It's looking like a chance for TSF at least to make something happen against this right now. It's gonna make a little bit more awkward by the fact that Silvo is on Spy, already right on their cases here on second, so whatever they do, they need to be quickly. The longer they sit here, the worse it will get, the more opportunities he will give him, and given that they're only in 50% over 60% right now, he has a few seconds to make something happen here.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm immediately liking the chances better of the earlier Spy play. I won't say why, but, you know, I think this... Although, actually, I say that. They're running away from him. Silvo, what are you going to do? Does he go for the back cap? No, he will run forward. He's uncloaked right behind Ult, so Ult may end up seeing him. He's managed to dodge him quite nicely, but it doesn't matter. The Ubers come out anyway. And Zaka, he's actually going to end up healing Silvo a bit as he dies in lower after the soirée Uber. Silvo will trade his life for that kill, but hey, that is completely worth it as Connor and Deft will both fall in the blink of an eye. And Ult, lovely rocket jump in to get the kill on Talal. One of the best skips I've seen through Snake Water Kitchen. That was brilliant.
Well, the Spy might not have done much, but Diwa was just better for Surrey. They just didn't allow them to take any space onto mid, and they weren't actually well timed on the leave out of mid, even on TSF, so Spy or not, they were just really awkwardly stuck in choke, couldn't get out in time, completely taken apart here. Bombed in by Riot as well, really well timed. Only he gets a scout out of this one, surprisingly. Clean up by the rest of the team. Elmo not getting much either. Not quite the huge wipe you would like to see out of a bomb like this, but still, it just confirms this cap for them right now, and that's all you need.
Yeah, at this point, you know, I mean, they're in a position that they want to be in, Soiree. You know, they're pressuring last. They aren't on their own last. They were for a little bit there, but we saw how that turned out. Paulson, he takes a pipe, but it will be Silvo who actually dies to Ult on the flank. So that will be... There won't be a sack coming in from Soiree, and we're going to see who's going to do it from Taylor Swift Fan Club. You've got Dork getting a bit aggressive, but he won't die for it yet. They're just there. They're just kind of sitting and waiting. They aren't going to do anything too fancy here. Just some more spamming and find a good opportunity for them to get in.
Yeah, we'll see. Gun gets put forward as well in the middle of the last point here to try to defend a little bit more. Don't want to make it too easy for them. As much as you're down and have to push out. Much more so than that, you still have enough time to focus on not losing right now. Losing they are still, though, at least players right now all going down here. It's only one down right now, but that's enough reason for them to start going forward, start spamming some more. Gun down as well. Surely this is getting better and better an opportunity to sack. Soldier's taking a chance. Zaka taking so much damage. Paulson with the drop. They didn't see the second jump in coming. Silvo's in as well, and no one's actually living the sack wave even.
Yeah, and that's when you know it's bad, is when the sacks come in and it turns into a last cap. Loud didn't even need to use. They just landed on Zaka, dropped him, and walked in because of it. Because the sacks, they got the medic and they got so much more, as that will put Soiree up 4-0 with 12 minutes left on the map. I know this is looking a bit more convincing than I thought, DuMmTm, as we have the same mid again with both soldiers actually. Paulson, he will die, but Ult mirrored him and has ended up going behind Soiree, trying to do something a little different, but Soiree, they're actually all just going to turn around and leave Saw before Ult can get anything done with it. They're fine to just give up mid. They're confident with how they've been playing. They'll lose the mid, but I think they're happy to just even take it slow here, right? Like, they don't feel any pressure.
Yeah, the fastest way to make this comeback happen for TSF is Soiree starts making big mistakes, so they just, like, call quits early here on the small mistake, and with one down just decide to take a lead from mid here. Still good enough for them to at least try on TSF to make something happen here. Already it's starting to poke a little bit through Saw, but nothing really coming out of it just yet. So a little bit more waiting here, and that's just good news for Soiree here. 11 minutes left to go. 4 rounds up right now as well. Any time wasted is just all the time for them.
Yeah, and you can see even Taylor Swift Fan Club know that. Paulson jumping up and getting goombed a little bit by Ult, as Ult will kill himself. Elmo as well, but Enrith and Riot falling for it. So the double soldier for this soldier demo is normally something you would put in favor, but oh my god, the force of nature, it is disgusting. He did, he can just do so much damage so quickly with it in 2 shots. Cookie, he's not missing any of those easy shots, as he does get the force onto Zaka. They get nothing with it, and that is full Uber advantage for Soirée. This is what they were banking on, as they look like they're just going to come and take mid here.
Very unfortunate as well, that downforce attempt just gets like turned on them once again here, and suddenly they're sitting here with disadvantage, desperately trying to get one themselves, and it's just not happening just yet. It's a little bit of catastrophe, people trying to sneak up in the back lines, actually making it so that Soirée isn't going anywhere. They're just trying to make this a play out of this as well, all getting onto the medic, so the hesitance of Soirée doesn't really pay off all too much here in the end.
Yes, it's going to get used. They'll fade and look to continue going into mid here. Riot's fast through and ended up behind. Silver's clearing Soar, so they know where all of these players are. And Silver, he's in with Riot. Big damage going on to Zaka and Deft. Riot Silver cleaning those up, and Silver will claim Elmo as well. And that is going to be, mid taken back by Soirée. They're looking to put themselves in a good position. They'll end up with massive Uber advantage. Connor, though, he's sitting in the forward spawn on Sniper. He wants to do something, but he has been seen. They know where he is.
Do they know where Alt is, though, on the other side? Because Van's just hiding behind the crates on the second. Right, did look behind, just making sure. Body blocks him as well. Cleaned up with that as well, dunked into the ground, and that's the end of that sack attempt, I suppose. Here, didn't work out. Maybe he should try the thing where you're wall bugging into the tree. It's slightly harder to see, I suppose, but also a lot harder to do.
Oh, that's definitely an old move. If I ever seen one, if he was doing that, it would not shock me at all. As we're gonna see the Soirée Uber that's netted them so many rounds so far, straight through the shutter, and they're gonna kill the gun. They haven't actually killed any players yet. Zaka Death will fall before the round ends, but that'll be it. As that will be Soirée closing it out 5-0. Very dominant performance on Snakewater from them.
100 plus makes a huge difference.
Yeah, as we do have our second map going underway, it is going to be Metalworks. Again, this is ozfortress Season 29, Week 3. Soirée versus Taylor Swift Fan Club. And who are you going to be watching on this mid, DuMmTm?
Ooh, let's see. Last time it was Enrith. Let's go with Dev this time. Let's see how TSF can approach these mid fights for themselves here on the first round of map 2.
Yeah, both demos actually getting to mid a little low. Enrith taking some nice stickies from Deft early. But Enrith, he's going to get healed a bit early and be able to put that pressure back on. And we have Soirée now taking height, team swapping sides, and that's going to be Lau, the first kill of the mid. Elmo's hanging around in his house. We'll find that frag, and that's going to be a total collapse. The scrimming in the pre-game from Soirée did not help them on their first mid. That's very convincing.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like they lost all the mid-fights last map. They did definitely win some, but it's the most dominating one we've seen so far. Just really good timing off of Elmo behind everyone else pushing forward quickly with that as well, not even giving Soirée a chance to have the counter-psych really happen at all. So Dao Steph could not get avenged, and now they're sitting here on last, and much unlike last map, might have a real shot actually to have to play this from a deficit.
Yeah, look, I mean, the full Uber coming in, they are in last, they've used in, but it's a Dork solo Uber, and Dork gets left alone because of the heavy and the engineer knocking Zaka away, and they end up going down from that Uber trade. They lose 2 players, Alt after the Uber, and Dork in the Uber, and, yeah, it feels like definitely that's not the result you want when you are full Uber advantage. Maybe getting a little too keen there was Dork with that call of Soirée. They are pushing out here, but Silvo and Paulson have both fallen, and you've maybe got a bit of a backup attempt coming in. The players from Taylor Swift Fan Club, they were pushing that right side, but they won't end up going for last. They'll instead stay in lobby. Cookie just destroying Elmo there. Does some decent damage, but the pushback into last is going to come in. Elmo, completely owned by Riot. 2 sweet rockets coming out from him. As the Uber comes out from Lau, that will be Zaka dead. They will chase Death to the ends of the earth as they find him in the shutter door. And then it's a very staggered wipe that should land Soirée the second point.
That was just a bit too much tunnel visioning as well. The attempt to just play into last there is very justified, but the fact that before they even got through Shutter into last, that Cookie gets 2 just quickly before they can make the final push happen, it meant they had nothing alive. They made it 4th attempt, and the combo was already so far forward. They couldn't leave anymore. Really focusing the medic there. Much more tunnel vision going on to save themselves here, and with how they wiped it pretty much, there's no chance they could keep the midpoint as well.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be another 2 frags going down. Connor and Alt both dying. to their respective classes. As Soirée, don't tell me they coast to coast again. Especially this time, it's even worse because the full Uber advantage was used by Taylor Swift Fan Club. If a drop happens, oh well, a drop happens, but they're walking into last right now, so no stickies on the main entrance. They're going to use and come into this Uber. It's already looking so much better. Scout demo into spawn, and all 6 players of the Taylor Swift Fan Club for a second there. That's a tongue twister. Are going to be in spawn for a second, but they are retaliating some kills. But it is looking like it is going to be the better end of the deal for Soirée. They come in, clean up their first round in a coast-to-coast after a failed last full Uber push from Taylor Swift Fan Club. They cannot let that get themselves down, DuMmTm.
Yeah, it's again these like 1 or 2 small mistakes here, beefed opportunity to last with just getting juggled around, missing good coordinated focus fire, as well as just tunnel visioning the medic in a situation where you really couldn't afford to. Turning this once again from last to last here, and suddenly Soirée is 1 up again. Yeah,
and Enrith, he's finding a lot of spam from Death. Paulson, high bomb in while I go all the way behind. That is going to be annoying for the Taylor Swift Fan Club. Elmo's got his back turned, but he's decided to forget about it. We'll bomb around, and I imagine Paulson, he's just gone straight past Elmo onto mid. Teams have practically swapped sides, but massive bomb coming in from Riot, and the cleanup from Cookie is going to net some frags for Soirée. And this is just hectic.
No.
They're actually just on opposite sides, and because Taylor Swift Fan Club, they were losing, they needed to leave, they'd walk right into Soirée. And that is going to be the second round, or second mid rather, going to Soirée. And in this situation, I mean, Taylor Swift Fan Club, they're hoping that the same thing will happen to Soirée that happened to them.
I was worried there for a second when Riot beefed a shot on a medic. I didn't realize they were on the wrong side of second and they couldn't just leave there. I thought they just gave up the freest med kill of all time, but luckily for them, on Soirée, they had them wrapped around to the other side, so they still could easily clean up the combo there and just make it the last push now for Luba into last. Gun is there, heavy in the back as well. There's resistance here, but they're already starting to pressure point a little bit.
Yeah, a bunch of stickies on the point do get dead as Elmo, Ulf both fall. Connor's just spawned now, but the heavy, it's not going to be enough focus fire coming out from the side of Soirée. Cookie will blast the medic off the point who is blocking it as they get a very swift second round for Soirée.
Well, there we go. That's the real force of nature game theory. Just, you know, what are they going to do when you're on cap and they can't get there?
Yeah, let's see. I wanna see some soldiers on this rollout. We've been watching the demos a lot. Feel like it's just been Enrith getting kinda owned. I want to see what these soldiers are doing. Paulson jumping in. Oh my god, he's so fast. High in the sky, landing all the way through, and he just... that is the most disappointing rollout I've ever seen. Also the most impressive, but Riot cleaning up of it. Where Paulson failed, here's the value of 2 soldiers as it is on this team. But they haven't gotten Zaka just yet, but... surely it's gonna happen. This is the longest fight I have ever seen as it finally comes to an end.
I don't understand
was really bad at spot.
I don't understand how both Paulson and Riot failed killing the medic there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Paulson, sure, he like killed himself off of him, but then Riot also jumps in, somehow only deals like 50 damage, and it takes so long for Zaka to die, which in the long run at least is a good thing here, because they never were able to take position out of this one. Paulson's damage just got them stuck in a corner right away. As funny as it might be, it actually was not bad for them. And with that, it's just such a delayed death for Zaka too. It's already bad enough as is to be stuck on last with this head, but it's just such a big one. So late deaths as well for everyone else here. Really rush defense right now. Still able to put up a little bit of something here. Gun up, sniper up is all they can muster right now, but maybe all they will need. Let's see how this last push goes.
Yeah, Enrith coming in, dealing with the gun very early, but that's all that they found so far. 5 players in spawn right now as they're just going to stand on point. They could have stood on it for a lot longer, and they even will. If they just stood on the cap, they would have had it a lot earlier, but the defense from Taylor Swift Fan Club still isn't on the point fast enough. Just by getting on and off of it, they'll still cap it out for a 3rd round, 7 minutes into the game.
Well, I wonder if we'll see the same strategy again, if we could call it that.
Yeah, that's a loose term for strategy.
I mean, we'll see. Hey, playing aggressive, getting stuck in down choke, it's working alright, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad. Paulson looking to redeem himself. Riot maybe not having to do as much to redeem himself. Paulson will find himself jumping over Elmo. Nice second rocket will net him the first kill of mid. And Paulson, he's going behind. Nice second rocket onto Zaka. I think he's redeemed himself in this mid. Soldier Medic combining with the rest of his team to roll through the Taylor Swift fan club as it's just ult alive, praying that someone, for some reason, would go through Valley in this situation. But why would you? House is faster, and there's no little salty boys jumping around. Ooh, he nearly had enough time to get off that rocket, and I think at that range, it's probably worth forcing for Lau. So, just nice time to kill there from Soirée as they're going to come in. Same over again. It's just the same thing from these guys every single time. Scout demo, get onto the point. Paulson, is he running the pain train? That was a 2x cap for a soldier standing on it. As it's going to be a last-ditch defense coming out here, but the force of nature is coming out, doing a lot of damage, and that's a 4-0. They're just on a roll here, and I think Taylor Swift fan club, it might be a bit much to ask of them.
A big change also for the mid-fights on Soirée. Obviously the first one was a very sketchy full wipe for TSF in their favor here. But since then the soldier play has been so much better here. All joking aside, just getting them no space at all on TSF and just really well worked out by the rest of the team.
Yeah, definitely. Paulson, really good jump in. Oh no, E-Craters. That is not good. This is far beyond a miracle. Losing your demo to himself early in the mid as it's pretty much a roll. Paulson's in, he's killed Zaka. Dork will try and take the fight, but he'll stick around. He'll get cleaned up by Riot, and that's a wipe. There wasn't even a kill that went inside of Taylor Swift fan club, as I think unless there's still a last defense that they've been saving for, 9-0 down across 2 maps, this is the hold that you pull out in the golden cap of the grand finals. If it's not that, then I think it's 5-0 DuMmTm.
It's hard to imagine at this point it is anything but that. Let's see. Sorry, on the way to clean up this match here right now. Already starting with some cap, and we were just trying to chase people. Dog gets accomplished at least, but with that also a lot of kills following through. By the Uber, Cookie still cleaning up, Silver still cleaning up. Once more onto point, wrapping around behind them, and that will be the end of the game.
Right at the end. So, yeah, I think that is going to do us for tonight, DuMmTm.
Yeah, pretty much. As always, don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and the likes. You can see the links on screen for all of us, for me under my name, and for Michael as well as for Wiethoofd and just TF Live in general, to follow the action, follow what we're doing, and see how things develop in competitive TF2.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be around for more ozfortress. And speaking of more ozfortress, over on TF Live TV2, I hear that they have just started their second map. So we're going to throw things over to them. I'm Michael, joined by DuMmTm on the mic, Wiethoofd on production. We will see you for the next TF Live TV cast.